Welcome back to ZNGP Today. While MotoGP's elite take on Phillip Island without the injured Marc Márquez, the World Superbike paddock at Jerez has its own buzz, not just about the title fight, but about who might replace the 8-time world champion for Ducati in MotoGP's final rounds. Reigning WorldSBK Champion Toprak Razgatlioglu has publicly backed his current rival Nicolo Bulega to step in for Marquez, calling it a very good opportunity that Ducati should seriously consider. Ducati team manager Davide Tardozzi has shared a cautious yet optimistic update on Marc Márquez's recovery, saying the team is hopeful the reigning world champion can return for the Valencia MotoGP finale, but stresses there will be no rush to bring him back before he's fully healed. Marquez continues his recovery from a complex right shoulder injury sustained in his crash with Marco Bezzecchi during the Indonesian Grand Prix. Ducati's Francesco Pecco Bagnaia continues to be plagued by mysterious mechanical issues on one of his GP25s, echoing the same troubles that ruined his Indonesian Grand Prix. Despite a solid 9th place on Friday at Phillip Island, the reigning double world champion admits he still has exactly the same problem as in Mandalika, and no clear solution in sight. Friday practice report Yamaha's turnaround story continues to take shape as Fabio Quartararo and Alex Rins both placed inside the top 6 in Friday practice at the Australian Grand Prix. After months of mixed form, the factory squad found unexpected speed and consistency on one of MotoGP's most demanding tracks. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Speaking ahead of the WorldSBK finale, Toprak made no secret of his admiration for Bulega's growth and speed this season. The Turkish star, currently leading the championship by 39 points, said he had even discussed the topic with his crew chief Phil Marin. "I think it's a very good opportunity and I hope Ducati do this," Razgatlioglu said. "I respect him, he did an incredible job this year. He's really fast, and it would be a great chance for him on the MotoGP bike. I hope I see him in some races." The support comes as Ducati Corsa's sporting director Mauro Grassilli confirmed that Michel Pirro will replace Marquez in Australia and Malaysia, but Bulega could be called up for Portugal, the penultimate round. Toprak went further, expressing his belief that Bulega has the skill set to become a full-time MotoGP rider in the coming seasons. "In the future, in MotoGP, maybe he's coming in 2027, he's fast enough, and if Ducati takes him, it's a good move. I hope we fight again in MotoGP," said Toprak. It's a striking endorsement from one of Bulega's fiercest competitors, and a reflection of the Italian's rising stock within Ducati's racing structure. For his part, Nicolo Bulega responded with the calm confidence that has defined his breakout Superbike campaign. The 24-year-old Italian acknowledged that the idea of taking Marquez's GP25 is tempting, but insists he won't accept unless he feels prepared. "I'm thinking it could be very good. Everybody wants to go on Marc's bike, me too. But I think you have to take the right steps. Like when I moved from Supersport to Superbike, I waited until I was ready," Bulega said. While rumors swirl about Ducati's 2027 lineup, Bulega confirmed that his focus remains fully on Superbike for next year. "It's early to say. For sure, Toprak will go to MotoGP, me, no. I'll race in Superbike. But if next year I'm fast enough and Ducati thinks I can go to MotoGP in 2027, it could be really good to fight again with him." The Italian's measured response contrasts with the excitement surrounding him, suggesting that if Ducati does give him a wild card or temporary MotoGP chance, it will be treated as a test of readiness, not a publicity stunt. With Marquez sidelined and Pecco Bagnaia still battling setup inconsistencies, Ducati's short-term decision may double as a glimpse into its long-term future. Bulega's rise from Supersport champion to WorldSBK contender has mirrored Ducati's ideal rider pathway, and his potential MotoGP cameo could be the final audition. The crash at Mandalika left Marquez with a complicated shoulder fracture. Initially, the 32-year-old attempted to avoid surgery, but after failing to see the expected healing progress, doctors recommended an operation, which took place last week and was declared successful. Medical experts estimate a 16-week recovery period, effectively ruling Marquez out of Australia, Malaysia, and likely Portugal. Ducati, however, has not set a definitive timeline. The injury is quite bad. It doesn't allow him to be in the next 2 races, so we will see what it's going to be for the last one. I think we are hoping that he will be back for Valencia, but we have to wait for the next scan and what the doctors will say. While Ducati has avoided setting expectations, the Valencia finale in mid-November is seen as a realistic, if ambitious, target for Marquez's return, potentially alongside participation in the post-season Valencia test. Tardozzi made it clear Ducati won't repeat the mistakes of the past. Marquez's career has been marked by injury comebacks that came too soon, a history the Bologna factory wants to avoid. We cross our fingers to have him in the last race and the Valencia test. But we don't want to be in a rush. He suffered a lot in the past by coming back too early, too soon. We want to take the time that is necessary to heal from the surgery he had last week. This measured stance reflects Ducati's long-term vision. With Marquez already securing the 2025 world title, there's no competitive pressure to hurry his recovery, allowing the team to prioritize his complete physical rehabilitation. Ducati's experienced test rider Michel Pirro will continue to fill in for Marquez at the Australian and Malaysian Grand Prix, following confirmation on Friday. Meanwhile, Marco Bezzecchi, involved in the Mandalika incident, faces a double long lap penalty at Phillip Island after topping Friday practice with a record-breaking lap. With Marquez sidelined and Pirro maintaining development duties, Ducati's focus remains on closing the season safely while preparing for the 2026 campaign, where a fully fit Marquez will once again be the benchmark. The final race in Valencia now looms as both a comeback opportunity and a symbolic closing chapter for Marquez's debut Ducati season, a campaign that has already delivered dominance, drama, and his 7th MotoGP crown. Whether he makes it back or not, Ducati's approach ensures Marquez's health comes first. The factory remains hopeful, but realistic, about seeing its champion back in red before the year ends. Ducati's message is clear: Marquez's recovery won't be rushed. While hopes remain high for a Valencia return, the team's priority is ensuring the world champion is fully fit for the challenges of 2026. For now, the paddock waits, and crosses its fingers, for one final 2025 appearance from Marc Márquez. Just 2 weeks ago, Bagnaia arrived in Indonesia on a high after a flawless weekend in Japan, a sprint and GP victory double that seemed to confirm his return to form. What followed was a total collapse, last in the sprint, a crash in the main race, and confusion within Ducati over what went wrong. That same uncertainty resurfaced on Friday in Australia, with Bagnaia again struggling to find balance and grip on one of his Desmosedices. Even so, the relief of direct Q2 entry was tempered by the fact that only one of his 2 bikes was considered usable, heading into Saturday's sprint setup. When asked directly if the problem was the same one that derailed his Indonesian GP, Bagnaia didn't hesitate. Yes, exactly the same thing. Unfortunately, it's the same problem as in Indonesia. And we're not sure how to fix it. This has happened 2 or 3 other times this season, but we're not really sure where it's coming from. The admission highlights the depth of Ducati's technical puzzle. Despite extensive analysis, neither the team nor the rider has been able to pinpoint the cause of the recurring imbalance, particularly affecting front-end stability and corner entry control. Bagnaia added that Ducati engineers are analyzing everything they can, but so far the issue remains buried somewhere in the data. On the other GP25, Bagnaia says he finally has a machine that behaves better, but it still doesn't provide the confidence he felt at Motegi. It's not like Japan, absolutely not. But it's usable. We're trying to make it more similar. Unfortunately, I can't get the same feeling on the front end with a bike that slows down well. And when I release the brakes, it spins. It's something I've always missed a lot this year, and the only time I had it perfect was in Japan. Even on the good bike, Bagnaia continues to wrestle with the GP25's front behavior, an issue that leaves him unable to fully commit to his signature late braking style. The Italian hopes to refine the setup during Saturday morning practice, focusing on tire choice and front-end balance for the sprint. Friday's performance leaves Bagnaia in a state of cautious hope. He's closer to the front than in Indonesia, but the underlying problem remains unresolved. Ducati's engineers now face a critical overnight challenge to decode the recurring defect before the sprint, or risk another weekend of inconsistency for their number one rider. Bagnaia may have secured a lifeline into Q2, but the shadow of Mandalika continues to follow him. With Marc Márquez sidelined and Ducati's championship hopes already sealed, the focus now turns inward, to solving a technical enigma that even Pecco admits he doesn't understand. At Phillip Island, the fight isn't just against rivals, it's against a mystery within Ducati's own garage. Team director Massimo Marigali admitted Yamaha had braced for a difficult start due to Phillip Island's notoriously low grip. Instead, both factory riders displayed strong pace, consistently lapping in the 1 minute and 27 seconds bracket even on used soft rears. The way we've started the weekend has exceeded our expectations. We anticipated challenges, but both riders are confident and able to push. It's a rare positive note for a team that struggled with consistency and top speed all season. The goal for Saturday: sustain the momentum into qualifying and the sprint. Fabio Quartararo, ending the day P4 just 0.4s off Marco Bezzecchi's record pace, looked sharp despite a technical hiccup. A malfunctioning ride height device caused issues in Turn 1, a critical section at Phillip Island's high-speed sweepers. We had some issues with the device in Turn 1, but overall, the pace has been great. We just need a few more tenths to be competitive, Quartararo explained. The Frenchman remains cautiously optimistic, singling out Bezzecchi, Pecco Bagnaia, and Di Giannantonio as the main threats. Quartararo's performance underlined one thing: Yamaha might not be fighting for wins yet, but the feeling on the bike is returning, especially under braking and in fast direction changes, where he looked most confident. Teammate Alex Rins, a former winner at Phillip Island, was 6th fastest, just a tenth behind Quartararo. His day began with frustration. A clutch problem robbed him of early laps in FP1, but he made a strong recovery in the afternoon. This morning, we struggled with clutch problems and lost time, but we started well this afternoon and set a good lap. I'm happy. The most important thing is that we're in Q2, said Rins. Rins admitted the M1 still feels a bit aggressive compared to his previous bikes, adding that the Yamaha shakes more under load at high speed. Yet, the Spaniard's optimism was evident. The Yamaha camp hasn't seen both factory bikes in Q2 since the European rounds, making this a significant morale boost. Behind them, Pramac Yamaha's Jack Miller, fastest in FP1 after a new tire run, fell to P13 in FP2, while Miguel Oliveira ended P16. Still, the focus remains on Quartararo and Rins, both rediscovering confidence at a circuit that rewards flow and precision over brute power. The question now: can Yamaha convert one good day into a competitive weekend? With cooler conditions forecast for Saturday and tire degradation likely to be a key factor, both riders will look to fine-tune stability and race pace. If Quartararo keeps his rhythm and Rins continues adapting, Yamaha might just turn a surprise practice into a real Sunday storyline at Phillip Island. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!